Your body has been keeping score this whole time, and most of us have no idea how to help it cash out. What if the answer to your anxiety, your chronic stress, and your emotional baggage wasn't on a therapist's couch, but literally inside your own nervous system? That sounds wild, I know, but stay with me, because the science here is genuinely mind-blowing. Welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into one of the fastest-growing wellness movements of 2025, somatic wellness. We are talking breathwork, cold plunges, and yes, intentional shaking. These practices are exploding across TikTok, showing up in corporate wellness programs, and even being recommended alongside traditional therapy by licensed mental health professionals. So what is going on? Is this just another wellness trend, or is there something real here? I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never think about stress the same way again. Let us start with the word somatic itself. Somatic just means relating to the body. Somatic wellness is based on the idea that trauma, stress, and emotional pain are not just stored in your mind, they are stored in your body, your muscles, your gut, your nervous system. You know that tight feeling in your chest when you are anxious, or the way your shoulders creep up to your ears when you're stressed? That's not just a metaphor. That's your body physically holding on to unresolved tension. And the revolutionary idea behind somatic practices is that you can release it, not by talking through it, but by moving through it. This concept was popularized by psychiatrist Bessel Kolk in his landmark book, The Body Keeps the Score, which, by the way, has been a bestseller for years and shows no signs of slowing down. His research showed that traditional talk therapy often falls short for trauma survivors because trauma is encoded in the body's stress response system, specifically the autonomic nervous system. That's the system that controls your fight or flight response, your heart rate, your digestion. And here's the counterintuitive part. You cannot always think your way out of a body-based response. You have to feel your way through it. So let's break down the 3 biggest somatic tools people are using right now, starting with breathwork. Breathwork is not just deep breathing before a presentation. We are talking about structured breathing protocols that directly shift your nervous system state in real time. One of the most studied is called physiological sighing, a double inhale through the nose, followed by a long exhale through the mouth. Researchers at Stanford published a 2023 study showing this technique reduces anxiety faster than meditation when practiced daily for just 5 minutes. The reason? Your exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, that's your rest and digest mode, which pumps the brakes on your stress response almost instantly.
Another popular protocol is the Wim Hof method, which uses cycles of rapid breathing followed by breath holds. Practitioners report reduced inflammation, better sleep, and increased mental clarity. Now, I am not saying breathwork replaces a therapist for serious mental health conditions. It absolutely does not for many people. But as a daily nervous system reset tool, the evidence is genuinely compelling. Now let us talk about cold plunges, because this one has gone from a fringe biohacker obsession to mainstream wellness faster than almost anything I have seen. Cold water immersion, whether that's a dedicated cold plunge tub, a cold shower, or jumping in a lake, triggers a massive release of norepinephrine in the brain. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter and hormone that plays a huge role in focus, mood, and alertness. A 2022 study found that cold water immersion increased norepinephrine levels by up to 300%. 300%. That's more than many prescription stimulant medications. And the beautiful thing is that getting into cold water is also a masterclass in nervous system regulation. Your body goes into panic mode, heart rate spikes, breathing becomes shallow. But when you practice staying calm, breathing slowly, and riding it out, you are literally training your nervous system to tolerate discomfort. You are building what researchers call stress resilience. And that resilience doesn't just stay in the cold plunge. It follows you into your workday, your relationships, your hardest moments. One important note, though, if you have cardiovascular issues or are new to this, please start slow with cold showers and check with your doctor first. Safety always comes first. Okay, now here's the one that raises the most eyebrows. Shaking. Intentional therapeutic shaking. I know. It sounds strange, but hear me out. This practice comes from a modality called TRE, which stands for Tension and Trauma Releasing Exercises, developed by Dr. David Bessel. The idea is rooted in animal behavior. Have you ever watched a deer escape a predator? The moment it is safe, the deer literally shakes from head to toe for several minutes, and then it just goes back to grazing like nothing happened. It doesn't carry that trauma into the next day. Animals instinctively discharge stress through physical trembling.
Humans, on the other hand, suppress that response because shaking in public is socially awkward. But those tremors are actually your psoas muscle, a deep core muscle that runs from your spine to your hip, trying to reset after activation. TRE exercises use gentle positions to induce these natural tremors in a safe, controlled way. And the reported benefits? Reduced PTSD symptoms, lower chronic muscle tension, better sleep, and a deep sense of calm. Multiple small studies and a growing number of trauma therapists are getting behind this practice, and it is spreading fast.
Now here is your surprising fact for today, and I love this one. Your vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, running from your brainstem all the way down to your gut, is essentially the superhighway of your nervous system. And all three of these practices, breathwork, cold exposure, and shaking, directly stimulate the vagus nerve. Stimulating this nerve increases vagal tone, which is basically a measure of how well your body can regulate stress and return to calm after activation. Low vagal tone is linked to depression, anxiety, inflammation, and even heart disease. High vagal tone is linked to emotional resilience, better digestion, stronger immune function, and even improved relationships. So when people say these practices change their life, there is a real physiological reason why. And look, I want to be clear about something important. Somatic wellness is not a replacement for professional mental health care when you genuinely need it. If you are struggling with clinical depression, severe trauma, or a diagnosed mental health condition, please work with a qualified therapist or psychiatrist. What somatic practices do is give you a toolkit, a set of daily habits that keep your nervous system regulated, resilient, and ready to handle whatever life throws at you. They work best as a complement to good mental health care, not a substitute for it. So how do you actually start? Simple. Pick one practice this week. If you are curious about breathwork, try the 5-minute physiological sigh method every morning for 7 days. Double inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. If you want to try cold exposure, end your next shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Just 30 seconds. If you want to explore shaking, search for a beginner TRE video and give yourself 20 minutes in a safe, private space. You do not need an expensive setup. You do not need a wellness retreat. You just need your body and the willingness to listen to it. Your nervous system has been waiting for this, and once you start working with it instead of against it, everything changes. If this video opened your eyes to something new today, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this information. Subscribe if you want science-backed wellness content every single week. And drop a comment below telling me your biggest wellness struggle right now. I read every single one, and it helps me make better videos for you. There is also a related video right here that breaks down the best morning routine for nervous system health. Trust me, you're going to want to watch that one next.